Tell me about your mentee, and what was it about her that really drew your attention to her?
I've been I've been a friend of Tazbah's for a long time, and really admired her poetry. She's an incredible poet, and her performance art is something that I've been in love with for a long time. So I've known that she's a great storyteller. I've known that she's had that within her, and the stories she tells within her poetry. Are really amazing, and this sort of felt like, I guess, the next logical progression for her, just to get into a medium that I think suits her really well, because she's also a very visual person, just in the way she writes as well.
So tell me about this project. The first time you guys got together to start working on it, what was that chemistry like?
Well, I tried to stay back a little bit and let her do her thing. I think there's nothing worse as a mentor than coming and going, this is how I would do it, because you don't want that. I think it's about fostering someone else's voice and their unique way of telling a story. So it's not really my job to come in and say, well, if you want to be like me, you should put more jokes in it. It's got to be about understanding the type of storyteller they are and nurturing that and trying to kind of guide them in the right direction. So that was really my thing, was just watching and giving my input when I felt like that maybe it didn't quite feel like a Tazbah film yet, and because just from knowing her so long and knowing who she is, personally I kind of felt like I could tell what was true to her.
Right. Now, you're obviously giving her advice and teaching her at the same time, but I'm sure you learned something from the way that she works. Is there something that you picked up, and what was it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually do much. It's an interesting way that she's constructed this film, because there's a lot of voiceover in the form of her poem, and it's funny at times as well, which is something I really relate to. But also she breaks the fourth wall quite a lot in the film, and that's something I've never really done. And so it's for me that was quite unique, and I always learn something from everyone. Like, I love being on sets with whatever the director, because I always learn a trick, or I learn there's a different way of dealing with actors, or dealing with with showing parts of the story that it might be a way that I've never thought of before.
Right. And for you, when you created your last film, Thor, for example, what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced while creating it?
I'd say one of the biggest challenges really was the amount of people involved. I'm used to smaller sets, and it wasn't really a control thing. It was just more the infrastructure and dealing with so many voices and personalities, and really, when you're trying to explain to 200, 300 people what you want, you're bound to run into problems of communication, and my accent isn't the easiest to understand, I guess. But so it was really that kind of thing.